it's an interesting sort of week to parachute in on as an English teacher because, these days we are always thinking about automatic or automated writing in the form of ChatGPT and all the sort of AI stuff. And it's really interesting to think about the way our poets in this week are challenging traditional modes of authorship and how that is so different from the way that ChatGPT or Microsoft or whatever are challenging those ideas of authorship. And I think reading a sort of AI-generated essay, specifically, an essay generated by children for purposes of academic dishonesty.
Do you get a lot of that?
Oh, ow.
How do you discover it? Easily?
Yeah, it's painful, but not surprising, maybe, to say that your average teenage boy isn't as good at writing an essay as a robot. Like, the robot's a bit better, so you can be like, oh, you don't know what...
What's the best bad excuse you've gotten from a kid you caught?
Oh, they just fold like a road map as soon as you confront them. They're just,
they
no
fold
chance.
Like a what?
A road map? Just like, whoop.
Boy, you are so old-fashioned. You're using an analogy.
I know.
You are too much.
Yeah. But, and it's just crushing, and it's a weird thing in like teacher world. A lot of STEM dorks think that it's like fine that the AI apocalypse is here and people don't need to be literate or read or write anymore, because they don't seem to understand that writing is continuous with thinking. It's not just this like mechanical process which produces an essay. And reading those essays and trying to convey to people, students and adults alike, why, AI is not a substitute for basic literacy skills. And what I come back to is, those essays are rote and unoriginal by design, right? They're sort of scraping the internet for prior knowledge and puking it out in a sort of just rehashed form. And so you think about that sort of form of automatic writing and how all it does is reinforce the status quo and discourage surprise and discourage creative accident. And it is hopeful.
Ironic,
right? And it is sort of heartening to think that we had these poets, writing decades ago who did see a more energizing possibility for this form of writing, a way of sort of breaking down the sort of writerly ego in ways which challenged the sort of status quo and produced new forms of knowledge.
That's so smart. And, Cage and McClough would say, like, we're challenging authorship. I didn't write that in the sense that Robert Frost wrote Mending Wall. I had a lot of help. And that is, for Cage in particular, that was a way of checking his ego. But what you're describing is you get to use someone else's work and it inflates your ego. And that's exactly the opposite of what Cage was hoping for. And that is going to militarize the language rather than demilitarize it.